Assalamu alaikum and welcome to this video on course in English for mathematics students. The speaker, Dr. Benhmeida Mohamed Alaeddine, is a teacher at the University of Mascara in the Faculty of Exact Science, Department of Chemistry. The teacher holds PhD in English language with a focus on English literature and civilization from the University of Hamid Ibn Badis in Sagan, Faculty of Foreign Languages. Contacting the teacher is possible through the university's model platform or the teacher's university email with a response time of 24 hours. Additionally, there is in-person meeting with the teacher every Monday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Now, let's see our outline for this video. Let's explore our first point here, the general mental map. It outlines the three branches of ELT and highlights the relevance of English for specific purpose, ESP, which customized language instruction for specific needs such as business, medical, and academic English, including scientific methods for science students, EST. This approach emerged in 1960s and was influenced by major linguists such as Charles Ferguson and John Sewell. This course consists of 6 chapters, where each chapter builds upon the rules and theoretical foundation introduced in the preceding one. These chapters are interconnected and enriched with a series of guided and practical activities. Therefore, we will be using the first 2 chapters to illustrate the presentation and content for each. Presentation of the first and the second chapter. Chapter 1. How do I write an email? This mainly covers the introduction to writing. Hereby, our primary objectives are to ensure that by the end of this session, students have a solid understanding of the theoretical concepts related to writing in English. This encompasses discerning the difference between formal and informal writing and effectively applying this knowledge. We'll be using writing emails as a bridge to introduce these concepts, motivated by both the academic and technical considerations. The objective is for the students to master the art of crafting formal emails for effective communication with their educators. From a technical standpoint, this chapter first underscores communication features before delving into the grammatical aspects present in other forms of writing, such as letter, essays, and articles. We'll delve into what an email entails, its various applications, and the distinction between formal and informal writing. Regarding Chapter 2, Formal Emails, this mainly covers defining the formal context. Hereby, the second chapter centers around the rationale behind using formal writing in English, employing email as a practical illustration. Here, students will acquire an understanding of the structural elements of formal emails, become proficient in using polite expressions like would you and could you, and develop an ability to identify common error in formality. Now, concerning the content of the chapters, Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. So, let's begin with the first chapter. The objectives are to grasp the significance of effective email communication in academic and professional contexts, to apply this knowledge to create a well-structured email tailored to specific scenarios, and finally to assess the effectiveness of email based on clarity, coherence, and appropriateness. And to achieve the objectives of this lesson, we'll employ PPP model, presentation, practice, and production. And this lesson is designed through 5 stages. And concerning the first stage, warming up stage, we got to engage students through introductory activities designed to refresh prerequisites, generate interest, and create a comfortable learning environment. So the second stage, presentation, will introduce the topic of writing email, covering what is an email, what is an email, and how to use an email. So an ideal definition of an email should be, it is known as electronic mail, that is a digital communication method used to send and receive messages, files, and documents over the internet and other computer networks. It offers a quick, efficient, and costly effective means of communication, regardless of the location. We use it because it facilitates a quick and easy communication and provides a written record of conversation and enable easy sharing of files and documents. And to set up an email, you need to have an email account or an email client or webmail service. Now, the practical stage. Students will be guided to practice the language found in formal and informal emails, with the focus of discerning the difference between the two. Activities in this stage will enhance both the writing and reading skills, and will include would and could modal verb. For instance, highlighting distinction between emails written to friends and family. Those are informal, and those written to professors, colleagues, and superiors. Those are formal. Now, the second chapter's objective: to understand the significance of email components and the difference between formal and informal emails. To apply this knowledge by composing formal emails and distinguishing when to use formal and informal style. To assess email appropriateness in different contexts and provide constructive feedback to maintain professionally. So in order to meet these objectives of the chapter, we will have to employ PDP model, pre-practice, during practice, and post-practice. So concerning the warm-up stage, the teacher would encourage recall of their previous knowledge, spark interest, engage students through enjoyable tasks and quizzes related to formal and informal writing. Now, the pre-practice stage. This phase involves listening and writing skills. Students will listen to the teacher reading two different mails aloud and identify structural differences. Specifically, they will focus more on the formal and informal emails or writing, which would include the header. The header contains information about the email, such as the sender's mail address, recipient's mail address, date and time the message was sent, and the subject of the email. Salutations and greetings. The salutation or greeting is the opening of the email, which is used to address the recipient. It can be formal, such as Dear Mr., Mrs., or informal, such as Hi. Then the body. The body is the main part of the email that contains the message or the content of the email. Closing. The closing is a polite ending to the email, which can be formal, such as sincerely or yours faithfully, or informal, such as best regards or take care. Then finally we have the signature. Signature is a block of text at the end of the email that contains the sender's name, the contact information, and any other relevant detail. During the practice, students will work in pairs to identify and practice the language used in formal email, emphasizing formality and politeness. Formality and politeness are the understanding of the importance of being polite and formal in academic and professional communication. It is crucial for students as it enables them to interact professionally with their professors, advisors, or peers. Post-practice stage. Students will share now their newfound knowledge with the teacher and peers through presentation method. Finally, the wrap-up stage. We will review the main concepts covered in this chapter, summarizing key takeaways and assigning a homework. So for additional referencing and for further learning, consider the following websites.